So, but as the point is that as time goes by, we went through different situations. So our daily depends. Like right now, it's been a little bit rougher. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, our financial situation was different because we were preparing to have our son, you know, and things didn't end up the way we planned. And we were paying, I had us in hotels for 6 months, every single day.
Very expensive.
That's $18,000. You're paying $100 a night. And I made sure that when she was pregnant, I didn't let us on the streets, not one night. Every single night for 6 months, I had us in there. But afterwards, you know, we had
a princess. I didn't do anything.
You know what I mean? But it goes to a tent. It goes to one night. Then it's like we skip a room. We sleep with the boys. Then it goes to a tent for a week. Say, save that money, you know. And then next thing you know, like certain things change, and we didn't have an actual job because we were, you know, selling dope or doing whatever.
We actually got kicked out of our place. It was kind of fucked up, dude. We were staying and we were renting a bedroom in the Westlake area of LA, and we were paying $12.50 a month for just a bedroom. We didn't even have our own bathroom. We shared a bathroom with 5 other bedrooms. It was a 16-bedroom house. It was really beautiful, but regardless, it was extremely expensive, plus $200 a month in parking, you know.
For both my cars.
For both the cars.
You know what I'm saying?
And then, you know.
Right after COVID.
We didn't know that you can't get evicted during COVID, okay? So we basically got bullied out of our place because back in January, my unemployment stopped, but his kept going. So we went from 2 incomes, you know, to 1. And
Mine paused, remember?
Yeah, well, whatever, when the lapse happened, but whatever happened through the series of events, like, he kicked us out, dude. And, you know, because we're addicts and because we know the street life very well, we don't like run-ins with the law, okay? So, you know, all motherfucker has to do is threaten to call fucking cops, you know what I mean?
Yep, and
so
that was it.
We're just like, we're fucking, we don't want to deal with that, so we're out of here, you know? And come to find out that he really shouldn't have done that, you know what I mean? But
you know how it goes. The plan wasn't to go on the streets right away. We got a hotel for 5 days, and the plan was we're gonna do hotels until we get an apartment. But then next thing you know, it's hard to find one. Next thing you know, we're comfortable in the hotels. Then before you know it, we spending all this money. So then it's like we gotta be in the hotels. We can't afford a place anymore.
With all of our shit.
And then we have the sun coming, so then we're stopping. And even though we weren't using dope, the money's going to all that, you know?
And we're not doing like crime anymore, so the money's not coming as easily. Like before, like we both have priors for sales, you know what I mean? I've got priors for like identity theft and stuff like that, you know, but like we have to change our life, you know, because we are building a family together, you know, and
then when you don't have a job on top of that and everything, we just end up one day we're like, oh shit, we're not committing crime, we don't have a job, it's COVID, what do we do?
Yeah.
You know? So we got lucky though, and the end of that is we got housing. They had this Project Room Key. We tried for 9 months and they put us in the hotel right there until they can get a Section 8. So we have free housing now.
So you guys got free housing right now?
We got it finally.
So you guys got somewhere to stay
after 9 months, yep.
I was pregnant. I literally went into labor in a tent. I literally went into labor in a tent.
Yeah.
It was fucking awful because they were telling us that the program was shutting down in September and that they couldn't take any more applications. And to come to find out that they are.
Yeah, they're letting people in. She's pregnant. They're not getting us in. You know what I'm saying?
They weren't letting us. We just kept hitting roadblock after roadblock, and we had referrals from caseworkers that weren't even our caseworkers that were going out on a limb for us, and just everyone was shutting us down. And you know, it was difficult, but we're
like the
blessed.
last month.
We're very blessed.
Yeah,
you know?
We tried for 9 months, but we just had to keep trying. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, we're very blessed. Glad we have each other. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to do it without him.
Thing that you would tell someone who's perhaps contemplating on trying this stuff, fentanyl, or whether it's meth, whether it's crack, whether it's whatever, he's just maybe contemplating trying it on a Friday night with his friends, maybe with his girlfriend, know, that one time on a Saturday at the bar. What would you tell that person who's contemplating?
Well, we both want to say about it. All I can say, I'll be quick, and you say, look, that's not a Friday night type of thing. You see what I'm saying? Crack, meth, heroin, this isn't a Friday night type of thing. This is years of, you know, whatever. Everyone has a different story, you know what I mean? Whether it's, you know, physical abuse growing up, emotional abuse, no parents, whether it's, you know, you do have all of that, but you just don't fit in. Everyone's got a reason of why they try something.
Right.
But there's a big difference between Friday night, you maybe are only smoking weed every once in a while, drinking with your friends. You don't just go around the corner and try some fentanyl. You don't try some meth. That's not, and if somebody's offering you that, that's a piece of shit right there. You see what I'm saying?
Misery
I don't care.
Loves
we love this. We've been on the streets. We love drugs. We've done everything. We've done awful things I can always regret. But never, ever, ever will you catch any of us, at least for us, giving that to somebody like that. If you came up to me and you just asked me for something right now, I'd tell you to kick rocks.
Never.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's not that kind of situation. This is, like I said, we
life,
actually used it. Our reason was we were using needles with heroin. We wanted to get off the needles. And not a lot of people know, once you use needles, you can't go smoking back to smoking heroin. It won't work. You'll smoke through the whole pile because your tolerance is so high. So we thought, you know what, maybe we could smoke this and get it off altogether. But obviously it was so good it didn't work that way, you know? But we're at a point where this was years of progression. If somebody tries, there's fools out here who've been doing opiates for years, they take one hit of that shit and they're dead.
Die.
You see what I'm saying? So how are you gonna go out on a Friday night and be willing to give that to one of your friends? You see what I'm saying? Willing that risk. Even if you have Narcan, have whatever, does that sound fun? Like, hey bro, so look, you try this, it's bomb, you know, but just in case, don't trip, I got some Narcan in my backpack.
It's fucking scary, dude.
Like,
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, dude, when I got out and like, I mean, I'd been using heroin since I was 14, you know, and needles and all, and I'd OD'd a couple times, you know what I mean? But like, it's just it's scary, dude. Like, you don't.
May I ask, when was the first time that you tried heroin?
I was 14.
Who introduced it to you? How did you come
I remember the day.
I was so young and naive, dude. I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing, dude. I was dating someone that was considerably older than me. I was 14, and they smoked Roxy, okay, and I'd just always seen them with the foil and the tutor and, you know, smoking it and stuff, and I never really knew what it was. And then one day I had seen him like shooting up, and I was just like kind of staring at him a little bit more intensely, and like he looked at me, he's like, well, do you want some? And I was like, yeah, fuck it, you know, like that looks really good, you know what I mean? Not the other way, but that looks good. So I started off slamming, and then I didn't even know what the fuck it was. I kept buying it off of him for probably about 2 weeks after that. I had this friend who would smoke Roxy, okay, and I'm sitting here thinking that I'm doing Roxy the whole time, and I tell her, I'm like, hey girl, I got some Roxy, like, you know, let's get high, and she's like, yeah, come over. So I take it out and start cooking it in a spoon. She's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And I'm just like, I'm just doing some Roxy. She's like, no, dude, no, that's fucking black tar heroin, dude. You know. What the fuck are you doing? I was just young and dumb, dude. I didn't know any better.
And at that time, though, I think we were the same in this one sense in our story. We were at that age for different reasons, starting like 11 or 12. It wasn't because of pop, but once we tried pop, we were like, I like to say it was like a garbage can. I was interested, it wasn't for a specific reason or just because I was depressed. Once I tried one high, at that age, I was just sitting there, was like, I wanted to at least try all of them. So by the time I was 14, I had tried, you know, it progressed. It was like I tried coke one night at a party. The next thing you know, I'm like, you know what, now I want ecstasy, shrooms. But me, I didn't just try it. I would go through the phases. Like, you know, once I got on the ecstasy, I'm talking about I'm doing them for weeks on end. I get addicted to it for a month. Then next thing you know, I'm like, okay, someone's got some shrooms. Well, fuck it, I already do ecstasy. What do you mean shrooms? Next thing you know, it gets to the point where someone's like, I got some meth. I always tell myself, I'll never do meth, you know? But then all of a sudden I'm like, well, dude, what the fuck? I already do coke, you know, what's the difference? And then one day, the way it happened with me, I'll never forget, it was actually ecstasy. I was at the point where I was just a garbage can. I wanted to try everything. One night I called my boy. I couldn't get anything else. I only had some pot. I'm like, I want to do something stronger, you know? So I called him like, bro, you got some Thizzles? The guy who would have ecstasy, he goes, nah, this is my older homie who's calling, and he goes, nah bro, Randy, I only got fucking some heroin right now, like a dub. And I was like, bro, heroin? I was like, yeah, get that. He's like, what? This fool's like 23, my older homie. I'm like 14. He's like, what are you talking about? And I remember in my head, like I wasn't that I was like trying to be cool with that, but the moment after I said it, I was excited, but the moment he said he was on his way, I was like, oh my God, this fool's going first. That's all I can remember. I said, oh shit, what am I doing right now? I said, he said, because I heard you take one hit of heroin, you're gonna die. You know, so I'm like, this fool's hitting it first, you know? I was like, I can't even lie, dude. At that moment, I was like, okay, I was all excited, and all of a sudden I got this like butterfly feeling. I was like, oh shit, maybe this wasn't a good idea, you know what I mean? But next thing you know, he hits it, and all of a sudden he's fine. I'm like, give me that shit, you know? And next thing you know, I got a little, this is how, you know, I had an El Camino fucking model car in my drawer. I remember taking that dope and putting it in the car door right there and closing it so my mom couldn't know. Next thing you know, the next morning I'm sitting there hitting that foil, and you know what I'm saying? That's how it goes, you know? But I'd already tried other drugs. I'd already gotten that point. Like I said, I mean, it's a progression. You know what I mean?
Thinking, like, when I was younger, like, I don't know, something's probably wrong with me, but I remember thinking, like, because my dad was an addict and I didn't really know him until I was 15, but I remember thinking, like, oh, that like the glory of it, you know what I mean? I used to think it was so cool, dude. Like, to be a drug addict was so fucking cool, you know what I mean? I'm the one in fucking high school getting expelled from school because they caught me with a bunch of needles in my fucking purse in 9th grade, dude. Like,
all older kids. We never hung out with kids our age.
Like,
and if I did, it was to fucking, you know,
not
I was
cool,
the guy.
Dude, it's not cool.
So, I mean, what I would say to put it in a short is that there's no reason to try something like that. You know, I can honestly say as much as we love, you know, we could say we love opiates, it's a hate relationship. You know what I'm saying? If there was a way where I could be able to, one, the main thing is with opiates is that you have to stay well. If I could stay well without having to use that, I had a way that actually worked, while on top of being able to deal with some of the, you know, mental and issues from before without having to, you know, drown ourselves in it or anything like that, I would do it in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, you have to realize the funniest thing is we're at a point, I told you, we don't even get high like that.
Yeah.
So we have to sit there at the end of the night and go, what the fuck are we doing?
Yep.
We're not even getting high off this shit. And we're fucking using all day, spending the money, doing this shit, and we watch these motherfuckers nodding out. We're not even doing that. So we're basically spending our day getting money to get what? Well?
To be able to function.
To function. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? But that's the reality is people don't understand. It is so terrible, the sickness, everything. It, you know, dude, bro, I've been locked up. I've been in every situation you could be afraid as a man. And everything maybe like a great white shark in the water. I've been in some bad situations, you know. But there is nothing, you turn into a complete, take a grown man, turn him into a baby.
Turn
you see what I'm saying?
Bitch.
That's, yeah, straight up. You know, that's how bad it is. And it's like, you know, there is no just quick out. There's ways, you know, but it's difficult, especially most, like, we've been doing this for so long, it's all we know.
I even tried the Vivitrol shot, which is like, basically you get an injection once a month, and like it's supposed to help with cravings, and it's a blocker. So if you were to try to use any type of opiates, you can't get high, dude. And it's extremely dangerous because you can't get high and you keep trying to get high and people OD, right? So I get out of jail one time and I was on this Vivitrol shot, and it lasts for 30 days, and on the first week I'm trying to get high, to the point where I'm not feeling anything, okay? I can't feel anything. I'll do a big shot, won't feel anything. But I was doing it so routinely that I was starting to get sick from not having it, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm doing it, not feeling it.
And still being sick.
Getting sick, though. It was just crazy, okay? And then, but they say it works for 30 days, but it really worked for 45 days. And that whole time, I'm sitting there like just waiting for the day that it just fucking stopped working. You know what I mean?
Is there anything else that you guys would like to say to the camera?
I mean, if I know kids are kids, you know what I mean? And if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it, you know? No matter what we say or how much we preach or how much you hear about the like horror stories and stuff, like kids and adolescents, teenagers, young adults, whatever, are curious, you know what I mean? It's just...
But here's the one thing, actually I know the exact thing to say about that. Here's the thing though, and this is the craziest thing about it. Remember I told you that story right now about the heroin, how I heard one hit could maybe get it and it was fine after that? Fentanyl, that's not true.
Not like that.
I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, I'm telling you right now, this is not some shit you see on Dare. This is not some bullshit your parents tell you or your pastor tells you or some older brother or some older homie
Just
in the hood or from the gang to scare you, or because maybe it's a fact people could do it, so they make it like that. This is a fact.
It is very,
if I
very
give you a
dangerous.
piece of fentanyl right now, I will put both your asses in a coffin right now. That is a fact. There is no question about it. I don't care if I have the shittiest dope out here. It is a fact.
Yeah.
So you have to be aware that it's not something like that. There's nothing fun about dying. There's nothing fun about what we go through.
I'm not kidding. One fucking
It's literally one. And we're talking about this happened to her when we were already on other opiates.
Yep.
That's how
One
strong
hit.
it is. So this is like, going back to what you said, this isn't a Friday thing. And no, it's other drugs. You know, it's one thing, you know, I'm never going to, kids will be kids like she said, but like I said, you want to experiment with pot, you want to experiment with alcohol, I'm not going to tell you whatever to do, but there is a huge difference between you wanting to maybe mask something or get something away or be cool or whatever it is, and trying something social like that. This isn't social. The streets are real.